Welcome to another episode of the Perfume Preppy where we talk about all things fragrance. So before we get started, be sure to click like and subscribe so that way you get notifications whenever I post a new video. And without further ado, let's get started. So first things first, happy belated New Year, about a month behind, and happy upcoming Valentine's Day. I'm getting ready to go on a work trip, so I've been preparing for that, and I wanted to pop on here and do a video before I left. So originally I was going to continue the long running series that we have on this channel called Scents You're Sleeping On, where I talk about like an older fragrance or even a throwback fragrance, just to kind of remind everybody about it and to, let you know that it's still a very good fragrance to wear. However, as you might have noticed from the title of this video, it's going to be a Bridgerton theme because one, I'm a huge Bridgerton fan, and two, Bridgerton released a limited fragrance, like a limited edition fragrance. And so I did go by Ulta and smell it, and I decided to buy like the small travel vial of one of them. So we're going to be talking about that. So with that being said, there are three scents, but the one that I bought, I got like I said, I got the small travel, and it comes in the Bridgerton blue, and it's Dearest Graceful Hydrangea. And these are eau de parfums in case anybody wondered. And the size of the one that I got was 0.33 fluid ounces. So the official Bridgerton perfumes, they're produced by Coty, which produced, like if you remember throwback fragrances like Charlie, Exclamation, that was a big, these were both huge in the 90s. I think Vanilla Fields was also one of theirs that they did, but it's by Coty, so they're kind of, they're not like designer fragrances. They're kind of like fragrances that are more accessible. They're not necessarily in a department store. I think some of them might be in department stores. But anyway, the Bridgerton fragrances are sold exclusively at Ulta. And so they come in two sizes. So they come in the 0.33 and then they come in 1.6. So the 0.33 or the travel eau de parfum is 26, and then the larger size is 60. The 1.6 ounce is $60. So they have three scents, the Dearest Rebel Vanilla, Dearest Graceful Hydrangea, which is the one I have, and Dearest Tempting Peach. So Dearest Rebel Vanilla is gardenia, jasmine, and vanilla. So it's like a bold ombre. They're a bit mixed together. Now everyone who's watched this channel for any length of time knows I'm a huge vanilla girly, but I gotta tell you, this vanilla did not hit for me. I'm gonna just be completely transparent. I wanted to like it because, as I said, huge vanilla girl. If it's vanilla, 9 times out of 10, I like it. But it was something about this vanilla that just didn't quite land. And I feel like it was the gardenia that made it like off. Like you could smell the vanilla, but there was something about it in my nose that just, it didn't have, there wasn't enough vanilla in it to lend that softness to me. There was something about it that just felt kind of like spiky. And I feel like the vanilla and jasmine on their own were good, and maybe blended with something else would have been all right. But the gardenia threw it off, to be honest. I didn't like it, and I smelled it twice. So I saw this last week, and I was like, I smelled them all, and they, Ulta's pretty good about having the coffee out there for you to kind of get your nose together. I went back and smelled it today, and it was still no. It was still no for me. So Dearest Graceful Hydrangea, that's the one I bought. It's a sophisticated woody floral blend, and it features black currant, cedarwood, and praline. Now, I do tend to like black currant and cedarwood. Never had anything with praline in it, but out of the three, this was my favorite, which is why I bought it. Actually, I'll unbox it right here because I want to see what the vial looks like. The box is very pretty. It's very Bridgerton. So this is what it looks like. I don't know if anyone can see that. So it's a vial, basically, and then it has the spray. So great for traveling. So I'll be testing that out. I fly out tomorrow, so we'll be testing this. And it's a decent size vial for traveling. And, I like the roll-on for travel, sidebar, by the way. I like the roll-on for travel, but I gotta say I'm much more partial to the sprays because I've had roll-ons, like the top comes off in my carry-on, and then they get all over the inside of my toiletry bag. So I kind of like the spray because it takes a lot more pressure to get anything out of it. So yeah, I definitely like that this is a spray. So, yep, it's a spray. So that's the one that I bought. And then Dearest Tempting Peach is the third one. And it's described as a fruity, luscious blend of peach, mango, and mandarin. So, you know, I'm not going to say I like it. I thought it was okay. I found the fruit to be in this one a bit overbearing, and I like peach and, you know, mango and mandarin. I have a few fragrances that have mandarin in it. But there's just something about the way these three were blended that just made this one the best choice. Like even now, this one to me, it has just enough authority behind it to where it will smell good all day, but there's something a bit more refined about that one. The other two, I don't know, they just didn't land. And I get that the one that's supposed to be Rebel Vanilla, and maybe they kind of leaned more into the Rebel side of that. I don't know. Same thing with the Tempting Peach. I just felt like the blend of the fruit just, it to me, it didn't really give Bridgerton, it gave fruit salad. I'm just going to be transparent here because the point of me doing these reviews is to be honest about them. I mean, once again, yes, it's my opinion, but you know, I want people to kind of go out and smell these for yourself. Now, I will say the packaging, the marketing and everything for it, love it. Very pretty. As I said, I'm a huge Bridgerton fan, so I was excited. But yeah, the only one that I really liked was the Graceful Hydrangea, and I was kind of looking online before I started shooting this video, and apparently the Graceful Hydrangea is like the crowd favorite. Yeah, like I said, I like the idea behind Dearest Rebel Vanilla and Dearest Tempting Peach, but the execution was not great. I mean, I just kind of thought they were okay, and like I said before, you know, for something that's going to be, you know, Bridgerton, because as you know, season 4 is out, part A is out right now, part 1 is out right now. I just expected a lot more, and I was a little bit put off, and maybe that's because my expectations were just crazy high. But yeah, I really love the Dearest Hydrangea. I'm going to be wearing this one while I'm away, but I do plan on getting the larger bottle, and I may even go back and try to just take a third sniff of these, but I kind of feel like if I have to do 3 sniffs, it's probably not worth it. But yeah, and so out of the next two, I would say the one that was okay, that I guess was the one I liked the most out of the last two, you know what, maybe Rebel Vanilla. Like I feel like that one was blended slightly better. I felt like the Dearest Tempting Peach, yeah, the fruit was a bit more overbearing to me. But yeah, but like I said, my pick for out of the 3 was definitely Dearest Graceful Hydrangea. So I just wanted to pop on here and just, you know, like I said, just kind of give my thoughts on it. And also, you know, it's been, you know, great to reconnect with everybody, and I'm expecting to do a lot more videos in the new year. But I saw this and I had to jump on it because, like I said, I'm a huge Bridgerton fan, and I'm sure, you know, other people might have heard of the fragrance or you didn't hear about the exclusive fragrance line that they have at Ulta. But, you know, if you have any comments, feel free to leave them. I love to hear from everybody. But with that, thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.